Good morning, everyone. Guys, before we take a look at the markets, I wanted to show you a new product that Dan and I launched about a week ago, and it is just on fire. We thought it would be a great idea, to have a product really low cost to, anyone starting out or just anyone wanting to learn about the markets, and even those that have been in the markets for a while to learn the right way to look at things, or even understanding options trading, understanding technical analysis, and to make it digestible so that you're not overwhelmed with information, all at one time. And we come up with an idea of a lesson every single week that builds on a prior lesson, and just doing that every week, week after week, to deliver to you that lesson. And it's just been going out, gangbusters here. Come to the site and just click on the weekly lessons under education there, or memberships actually. And I've done a recording here explaining the thinking behind it, but here's just a sample of all of the lessons that come: money management, trading psychology, high returns with low risk, different option strategies, multiple time frames. Some of the things that I talk about, but in a lot more detail. So for $11 and change a month, it's just a ridiculously low price, but it helps you to get started if you want. It helps you if you are in the markets for a long time and struggling. It's a great product, and take a look at it. All right, so let me see where the markets are at here right now. And this is the day for the bulls to step it up if they really want this. Just have this one stock up here that's getting smashed here. Went down. It's above $50, but big gap down here. If you're a gap trader, probably something you want to take a look at. All right, so where are the markets here? Well, yesterday was the big day. You had the bulls out there touting, broad-based rally, blah, blah, blah. And, kind of get a kick out of, those that never change their opinions as to, what's happening, even in the face of, this market that's so far, you could say it's a normal correction, but it's just sloppy as heck. This was our sell signal to subscribers on the 24th. That was the breakout failure, the shock pattern. And then, here's this wild, whippy type of corrective thing down toward major support. And, as we did yesterday, prices rallied up, had a decent day. And today's the day for the bulls to step up here, because if you really like this market, well, here's your pullback. All right, it's in an uptrend on the intraday here. It's pushed up. And as it pulls back here, so we talked about yesterday, well, if it gets through here, it enters the void and has the possibility to move up. Well, the move up yesterday being a momentum move created a void underneath. So if buyers are going to step up here, well, here's the support, and it shouldn't go all the way down there. Rather, it should create a support point right here. All right, so this is the spot, and this is not about fib retracements. It's just eyeballing. Well, it started here, it went there. Here's a pullback. Here's a little stall that happened yesterday, and this is where buyers should step up, and it chops around here and then back up. And if it can do that, or is it going to make a lower high here? It's a tough spot. You've had this corrective move down. It held major support, and we're right in the middle of nowhere, so to speak. And this is where buyers and sellers have to, duke it out, and who's going to win the battle here. And we'll see how this plays out. This morning, NASDAQ down 23 and change, holding up a little better than the S&P, but pretty much the same wild, whippy type of corrective action here. And it could play out over time sideways. But what you want to see here, let me just get a pen out here, is, and I'm not a proponent, I'm not telling you about trend lines, they're pretty much useless. But what you want to look at here is volatility has increased. Right? So to get a high probability direction one way or the other, whatever it's going to go here, what we should see is volatility contract. And as things get tighter, right? This is a picture of uncertainty. As things get tighter, you wind the spring, so to speak, and the battle between buyers and sellers become a standoff at some point, and then somebody's got to blink, and then is it that way, or is it that way? So right now we're into the end of the summer, coming close to the end of the month here, and probably I'm guessing going to just peter out here, and then we'll see what happens in September. But as far as today goes, well, here, as I say, here's the same move up. Here's it's pulling back. Do buyers want to create some support here, or are they just going to, fade away and we get, a move back down here and then some more chop? So not a great market environment, if you're swing trading or looking for positions here to hold over a few days. However, the volatility is good for intraday traders. And look at the gold here, which is holding up really well. And so it's kind of price action that you would want to see if you think prices should go higher. And that difference is, well, rather than the V-top and the collapse, V-top, collapse, it's going sideways at resistance. And this is a concept that I call absorbing supply. And what that means is it's actually bullish price action, because this obviously is where the sellers are, right? Sellers were here, and they're going to show up again. It's just, wash and rinse, do the same thing. But as they're showing up, and even look at the breakout failure topping tail, so far no follow through. That's bullish price action. And while it hasn't been able to move up above that resistance yet, at the moment, that's the kind of bullish price action you want to see, versus breakout failure topping tail collapse. And that's breakout failure topping tail sideways. Right? So that's bullish price action. It's ignoring that bearish event versus moving down as the S&Ps did. Oil just chopping around here, pull back to the support, the 50, up, down, and getting tighter here. If you're an oil trader, could be a moment where you're just going to get chopped up here. Probably better to leave it alone. And a few things that are moving here pre-market. PRTK, blast up here. And, a lot of the well-known stocks, and they're not doing too much here. What's Netflix? Down a little bit. This probably a whipsaw, I think, here, even though it was wherever it's trading. And Snap grinding its way back up there. Continuing to, let's see what this may be nice on a pullback. And the weekly looks really good. Apple down a little bit. We actually have a position in this, and very short-term position for our weekly options trader service, looking for this to stay down below here. So an income trade, just looking for Apple to stay below this level, and we collect the money. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. We'll see how tomorrow shakes out, and have a great trading day.